Hey everyone, I'm Steve from GamersNexus.net, and we're here at the Dawn of War 3 booth at PAX West 2016. I'm joined by Carolina, who worked on Dawn of War 3 and is a game designer. Before we get into the questions, this content is brought to you by iWhitePower and their new Element gaming PC with a full tempered glass side window, LEDs, and basically it's a modified S340. So, Dawn of War 3, obviously this is a successor, I would assume, to Dawn of War 1 and 2.
Yes.
What can you tell me about 3? What's the top level?
So Dawn of War 3 is an explosive RTS set in the Warhammer 40k universe. And like you said, it's the third iteration in the franchise. And what we're doing is going back to what was best and most loved about Dawn of War 1 and Dawn of War 2, and making the best, most over-the-top RTS that we've ever made.
So that's back to base building and large armies, I guess?
Exactly. So in one part, we're bringing back the base building from Dawn of War 1, which was very loved and awesome. What we're also bringing is the heroes that were so loved from Dawn of War 2.
Very cool. So we saw in the demo we played, there were hero units. We had this guy right here, actually. So what can you tell me about the races we know of so far? Who's going to be in the game?
Yeah, so at launch, we're going to ship with Eldar, Orcs, and Space Marines.
And for heroes, we've got Gabriel, is that right? And then who else is in the demo that we were looking at?
So in the demo that we looked at, we actually have them all here. It's Gabriel Angelos, the Terminators, and Lady Solaria, who is one of our super units.
And for gameplay, so mechanically, this is an RTS. What's kind of the basis for resource capture? What's the progression of the game mechanically?
What is it like? So what we want you to do in Dawn of War 3 is basically build a massive army and mix it in with the heroes that we're giving you, like Gabriel Angelos. Resources are there for you to craft a strategy of whether you want a more infantry-focused army or a more mechanical one, whether lots of artillery, dreadnoughts, etc. Heroes are there to basically synergize with the army in the way that you build it and use their awesome abilities to kick some ass.
No, we're on YouTube. We're allowed to say it's like that. So for resources, I felt some familiarities with Company of Heroes. Obviously, you've deviated from that a good bit. But what are the main resources we're working with here?
Yeah, so resources as the ones that players have known from our previous iterations of the game. So we have Requisition, which is focused on infantry, and Power, which is more focused on enabling you to get tanks, your dreadnoughts out, etc. The other resource is basically what we call elite points, and it's what allows you to unlock units and drop them into the field.
So speaking of dropping units into the field, that was one thing, when I was playing I didn't notice this, but as the Space Marines there's actually drop capsules, right?
Yes.
What's the overview of that?
Yeah, so that is Death from Above, and it's a Space Marines faction mechanic. So yes, you pretty much bring death onto the battlefield at whichever point you want. So the faction mechanic is you have 3 drop pods that you can load units into, drop them in the middle of a battle to turn the tide.
Very cool. And does that have like a kickback or anything when it lands?
Yeah, so when they land, they do damage and knockback.
What about the crazy giant laser that you showed me? What was that called? How does that work?
That's the Space Marine super ability, and it's called Orbital Bombardment. It's basically a beam of death that falls from the ships that are monitoring the battle from above, and they burn everything.
So this is all campaign stuff that we looked at today. Obviously there's going to be some kind of multiplayer. Is there anything at all you can tell me about multiplayer?
That's not something we're talking about just yet, but I'm excited when we do to tell you more about it.
Very cool. So multiplayer is a thing, but we don't know anything yet. What about the release date, tentative release date?
2017.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. So for more information, check out the links in the description below on Dawn of War 3, and we'll have additional coverage for you there. We've got some screenshots and B-roll as well, so check the website. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
We'll see you all next time.